Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to be building a moss pole for this monstera adansonii, and one of the house plants that everyone has when they first get into the hobby. And I collected the moss that I used in the video in a previous video that I'll link down below. Okay, so this is what you'll be needing: a stick that you can find outside, or a tube depending on your size, some sphagnum moss or moss I can find outside. I'll link the video where I collected that in the bio below, and yarn that you can barely see that blends in with the color of your moss, and some decorative yarn. This is optional. Okay, so the yarn actually changed because the other one wasn't coming apart, and I already have the moss open here. And so basically what you have to do is take your stick and put this moss over the stick, and this is the part that's a little darker that's going to be going into the soil, and you're just going to tie the yarn on it just like that. And you would take more moss, and tie it a little bit, put it on the other side, tie it, and keep going just like that. Okay, so I wasn't able to finish mine because I didn't have enough moss. I'm going to have to go collect more later. It's nighttime right now, that's why I'm working in the bathroom, because there's not enough lighting there. And so I don't have enough to complete mine, so I'm just going to snap it in half here, about there, like that. And after that, I'm just going to rip it and just going to do that. It usually doesn't come apart. You can if you tie it if you really want, but I don't know where it really ends. And get the decorative yarn that you want. You could use white, gold, teal, or black, depending on what colors you have. But for this job, I think I'm going to be using this white. And I'm just going to tie it around like that. And the white yarn, or whatever color you're choosing on it, is really optional, but I really think it adds a color of interest to it and makes it look much more appealing. And make sure when you put it in after you plant your plant, that you're trying to avoid any roots on the way there, and just work the plant around it just like that. And if you need to, you could go back with some more yarn, which is what I'm going to be doing now, and just tie it so the aerial roots will stick onto the plant. And make sure you don't tie it too hard, and I'm just going to do it for the rest of the plant. Okay, so my goal for this guy is to climb up the wall. I just put this in so I could show you how to put it in this video. I didn't have any other small plant that I can put it on, so this was the only one I could find that I could put it on. And the white really makes it pop up and make it look like you have a moss pole. And when you water it, make sure you water on top of the moss pole and let it drip onto the plant. And you have it really close to the base of the plant right here, so when you water the top, it'll usually just drip onto the plant too. So make sure you water it so your aerial roots that have digged into the moss can have some water too, since aerial roots are a very great way for moisture to go up into your plant. Okay, that's it for this week's video on how to build a moss pole for your plants. And moss poles can be pretty expensive depending on how big of your size is. And obviously, depending how big your moss is, you can build a bigger one if you need, and upgrade it as you need to. But you can't add on to it unless you use tubes. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will link that video down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.